Hello, it's 9 p.m. in Art. This time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the Minister of Justice pays a one-week official working visit to the Kingdom of Morocco. In Burkina Faso, 50 civilians killed in an attack. Welcome to our newsroom. A heavy rain was stormed in the locality of Adailu in the region of Tajora. Heavy rains in the locality of Aisalu, Ablehab, and Adailu. The information said that 18 millimeters of rain was stormed today in the region of Adailu, like in these images. His Excellency Ali Hassan Bahdoun pays an official working visit to 1 week from 22 to 30 May 2022 in the Kingdom of Morocco. This visit is part of the strengthening of bilateral cooperation in the field of justice. His Excellency the Minister was accompanied by strong delegations composed of His Excellency Mohamed Dour Hersi, Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to the Kingdom of Morocco, the advisor of the embassy Magatiri Ibrahim Ahmed, the Director General of the National School of Judicial Studies of Djibouti, Mohamed Jama Ayonis, Director of the Central Prison of Kabad. During this official visit, Mr. Ali Hassan Bahdoun was received by his Moroccan counterpart, Abdulatif Wahbi, Minister of Justice of the Kingdom of Morocco. The two ministers discussed ways and means to strengthen judicial cooperation. They also emphasized the sharing of know-how and experience of both countries. They also stressed the importance of joint work between the two ministers in the field of justice, judicial administration, and digitalization. For his part, the Minister of Justice, Ali Hassan Bahdoun, did not fail to express the interests of this visit, which aims to strengthen the partnership between the two sister countries in the field of justice. The occasion was to explore the opportunity for strengthening the mechanisms and cooperation and partnership relations and the extension of the new communication channels between the two countries in all judicial and legal files of common interests. On Wednesday, May 25, His Excellency Adan Mohamed Dileita presented to His Majesty Willem Alexander, King of the Netherlands, the letter of credence accrediting him as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Djibouti to the Kingdom of Netherlands. At the opening of the official ceremony, which took place at the Palace Royal and Noordend in The Hague, the ambassador has immediately transmitted the greetings of the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, to His Majesty. At the end of his ceremony, the Sovereign and His Excellency the Ambassador had a private meeting during which they discussed the bilateral relations between the Republic of Djibouti and the Kingdom of Netherlands. During their exchange, they discussed ways and means to further strengthen cooperation between the two countries, particularly in the port file, particularly the partnership with the Dutch group Damen Shipyard. Finally, the Sovereign asked the ambassador to convey his friendly greetings to the head of state and thanked him also for the support that the Republic of Djibouti gave to the EU during the vote of the United Nations concerning the resolutions on the situations prevailing in Ukraine. As part of the annual meetings of the African Development Bank, the Minister of Economy and Finance, Ilyas Moussa Dawale, had a bilateral meeting with the President of the African Development Bank at the SINA, surrounded by members of his delegation. The discussion is focused on ways to further strengthen the fruitful and rich partnership. After a presentation of socio-economic situation of our country, by the minister. President Adesina recalled that the African Development Bank intends to pursue a close dialogue with the Djibouti government, focusing on the main challenges related to the fragility of the countries, including the impact of climate change, the impact of the Ukraine crisis, political instability in the Horn of Africa, the dialogue on the productive sectors, and on the recovery strategy must continue. Finally, it was agreed that the president of the African Development Bank would pay an official visit to Djibouti to discuss priority areas, including food security and regional integration. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdille, continues his work as president of the 75th World Health Assembly. The Minister of Health delivered his official speech on the overall theme of the Assembly, which this year is Health for Peace, Peace for Health. He paid a heartfelt tribute to the health workforce as a whole for their efforts to combat COVID-19. He also recalled that vigilance will have to continue to be observed because the virus continues to circulate, and we will now have to learn to live with it. During the Assembly, the elections of the Director General of the World Health Organization resulted in the reappointment of Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus to his position. The Minister of Health, President of the 75 sessions of the World Health Assembly, then proceeded to sign the contract of the re-elected Director General. The Minister of Health expressed before the World Assembly his deep concern about the drought in the Horn of Africa with the disastrous consequences that we know. He also indicated that the cases of monkeypox that have recently appeared in Europe and America and that are currently spreading around the world require the strictest monitoring of the situation. Dr. Ahmed Roble said that we are living in an increasingly unpredictable, vulnerable, and highly interconnected world. He concluded by stressing that there is no health without peace and no peace without health. The minister meets the president of the regions for the preparations of the first decentralized baccalaureate in the interior regions. A final meeting where the minister, His Excellency Qasim Harun Ali, accompanied by his close collaborators, requires to take all necessary measures for the success of this unprecedented event, namely the organization for the first times of the baccalaureate in the interior regions, which the Minister of Decentralization has the honor to co-organize with the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training. For this final stretch, the meeting was an opportunity for the Minister of Decentralization to inquire about the latest preparation and ask the full involvement of all for this national first. The President in turn explained the ins and outs of the preparations put in place by the joint team of the Decentralization Department and MENFOP. The latter emphasized the progress made and reiterated their total commitment despite the obstacles. The Minister of Agriculture, Water, Fishery and Livestock in charge of fishery resources in collaboration with the Food Agriculture Organization organized yesterday morning a training workshop on the strategy and roadmap for the implementation of the Food Agriculture Organization Agreement on Port State measures aimed at combating illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing in the meeting room of the Sheraton Hotel. This training, which lasted 5 days, was an opportunity to familiarize all the partners on the theme of the Port State measures aimed at fighting against illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. This workshop was attended by the Acting Secretary General of the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Ali Del Wais, Acting Director General of the Fisheries, Mr. Mustafa Hassan Ali, agents of the Food Agriculture, the National Police, the Coast Guard and the National Navy. Illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing is an urgent problem that is estimated to be taking away important economic and natural resources from the world economies and the marine environment. This Friday, the movement of the youth, one and indivisible in its citizen dynamics, to organize an operations of cleanliness in the commune of Bulaus under the theme My Patriotic Act for the Cleanliness of My City, more precisely along the road of the Ingela, going from the buildings of Hamoudi until the round point of Engela. This operation is brought together several members of youth and women's association from different cities around the around the city, and so the participation is of the president of the commune of Bulaus, Abdul Qadir Iman, and the honorable member of parliament, Isa Muhammad. This operation, which is a patriotic and civic act, aimed to raise the civic commitment of young people and women through actions of cleanliness. It aims to raise the spirit of the work of general interests within the youth, but also it aims to strengthen the mix and solidarity between young people, women, and who live in the same city in the different municipalities. On their side, the vice president of the movement of youth and one indivisible, the second vice president Muhammad Ali, as well as the secretary general of the movement of youth, one of the indivisible, thanked and encouraged the youth and the associations to continue to promote the continuity of the cleanliness of our country the last Saturday of the week for a cleaner Djibouti. For his part, the president of the youth movement thanks the young people and the women of good will, as well as the OVD and the president of the commune of Bulaus, who did not cease encouraging us morally and materially for the success of this activity. Within the framework of the support project for the realizations of socio-economic infrastructure and the promotions of economic activity in the regions Pariser, the Djibouti Social Development Agency, accompanied by the African Bank, carried out a supervision visit to the activities and works of the Pariser project in the region of Tekhil on Tuesday, May 24, at 11 a.m. This meeting brought together the African Development Bank, represented by Ms. Josephine Ndao, Chief Development Officer of Entrepreneurship and Small Medium Enterprises, Mr. Patrick Piusa, Consultant in Environment and Safeguarding, the Prefect of Tekhil, Adan Drar Moussa, the President of Tekhil, the President of the African Development Bank, and the President of the Regional Council, Mahad Hussein Ahmed, as well as ADDS, represented by its Director General Mahdi Mohamed Jama, the project manager Parisers Mohamed Musa, as well as the beneficiaries of Association of ADDS funding. The Prefect of the region opened the sessions by welcoming ADDS and African Development Bank, thanked the associations for attending the meeting. The prefect of the region recognized and praised the exceptional work done by ADDS. The president of the regional council, Mahad Hussein Ahmed, affirmed his willingness to cooperate for the implementation and success of projects carried out by ADDS in his region. In his speech, the General Directors of ADDS, Mahdi Mohamed Jama, did not fail to recall that the African Development Bank is, above all, a bank of Africans, and as such it knows better the social realities that Africans live. The Director General of ADDS is pleased with the fruitful partnership between the Djiboutian Social Development Agency and the African Development Bank. For his part, the prefect of Tekhil, Adan Drar Moussa, has indicated that the main objectives of the missions was to review the progress of the implementation of the project and provide recommendations to improve its implementation. The African Bank mission is led by Josephine Dao, Chief of the Entrepreneurship and Small Medium Enterprises Development, and Patrick Piusa, Environment Safeguard Consultant, visited two sites of the Pariser project excited by ADDS. The mobile team of the Custom Brigade of the region of Tajura, chaired by Jilani Shehem Burhan, says that an important quantity of cat of 1,100 kilograms, in collaboration with the military officers of the region of Tajura, chaired by Colonel Ali Sheikh Daoud, the Director General of the Customs Brigade, congratulated all the collaborators of the armed forces of the region of Tadjoura and the agents of the Customs Brigade. For the international scene, Burkina Faso, 50 civilians killed in an attack. At least 15 people were killed Wednesday in an attack by unidentified gunmen in the commune of Madjoari. The victim is reportedly mostly men who were on their way to Nadiagou, a village 60 kilometers from the Benin-Togo borders, when their village was placed under blockade by jihadists. The announcement was made Thursday by the Burkinabe government. The attack was the deadliest since 132 people were killed in Sofan in the northeast. On Sunday, the president of Burkina Faso's transitional government visited the northern town where 5 soldiers were killed in an attack the previous day. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.